got Tyler Anderson out there on the mound today, and when you just think about the success that Tony has had, as well as Tyler, does it feel that, when you look at Tyler's stuff, is it kind of like the real deal when you see every time he takes the mound and performs?
It is a real deal. And I think that's kind of, he's different than all of our guys. But I do know that him being here with the Dodgers is something that he targeted this winter. And he's all in on everything we do, the culture and our pitching guys, and he's performing. So I do know that, when you have a couple good starts, Julio, then Tony, then that next man up, that next starter, is competing to keep that line moving. And that internal starter competition is healthy, and I'm excited for Tyler to make his start tonight.
These past few days, there's been this conversation of a sense of urgency. How did you see it play out last night?
It was there, and it's not going to manifest itself into a ton of runs every night, and no one can predict that. But I think that the certainty of having a certain mindset every night, that's something that, we just got to be better at consistently. And so outside of that, we're willing to, take whatever result happens. So I see that same intent today.
Did everything go okay with Heaney yesterday?
It did. He went 5 innings, close to 70 pitches. So he's going to fly into town this evening. I'm not sure he's going to make it to the ballpark. So we're going to get together with him and figure out when the soonest we can slot him in the rotation.
Skip, is there a sigh of relief? Is there a sigh of relief after last night? And what was the best part, besides winning, what was the best part of that?
Besides winning a big league ball game, the best part was to see Tony get into the 7th inning. I think obviously Mookie homering late was good. Things that didn't really show up, but I thought overall, just to win a big league ball game, get back in the win column. I thought the crowd was buzzing all night from pitch 1, and I think it's something for us to build on tonight.
How possible is Sunday for Heaney?
It's possible. It's possible. I don't want to go on record right now, but once we get our pitching guys to kind of huddle up and talk to Andrew, then we'll know a definitive answer, probably tomorrow.
What are you going to do on Friday? What are you going to spot?
It's going to be Julio, then Clayton, and then right now it's TBD on Sunday.
Dave, I know this is a very special night, Japanese American Heritage Night. How special is it that the Dodgers celebrate this night, and you being of Japanese descent?
Well, it's certainly personal to me, and I think that, I think Major League Baseball in totality has done a great job in identifying a lot of different groups and recognizing them on a particular night. The Dodgers, in particular, I think do it better than anyone. And Japanese American Heritage Night, I think obviously with my mom being at home and me being able to meet Ken Watanabe today and watching the game and having people that sort of look like half of me tonight will be fun. But I just, it's one of those things that the Dodgers are always kind of on the cutting edge, the forefront of inclusiveness. And, there's a lot of Asian Americans, Japanese Americans in particular that love the Dodgers.
You're catching Ken Watanabe's ceremonial first pitch. I don't know if you knew this, but there is a honorary first pitch, the Consul General of Japan, and I am catching him. So any words of advice? I'm already a nervous wreck. I did play baseball, but it's been over 25 years.
So I think, well, congratulations, Rob.
Thank you.
That's great. I think the thing is what I try to tell the person throwing the baseball is don't bounce it. So as we're getting a little older in age, so we don't need to pick something out of the dirt. So if the council member cannot bounce it, and I'm going to tell Ken the same thing. Don't make me pick something out of the dirt.
Okay. Thanks.
What's your favorite Ken Watanabe movie?
I don't know. I'm just a fan of the actor. I don't know. Do you have one? what do you got?
Inception. He was in that movie. He was the guy that hired the.
I didn't know he was in Inception.
Yeah, he was. He was in. You haven't seen Tokyo Vice?
No. I got to do more of my homework.
He was also in I don't remember him in this, but I did go watch it. Detective Pikachu.
I didn't see Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
I got to really do some homework on Ken before I catch that first pitch.
My son dragged me to watch Detective Pikachu.
All
right. Hey, so I asked you this on opening, or a little before opening day, about your World Series guarantee.
Yeah.
If you wanted to pull it back at that point.
Yeah.
I'm being such a nice guy. I'm giving you another opportunity here to pull it back.
No, I'm not. I think that we have the team that can do it. I did make the footnote of we got to keep our starting pitching healthy, and so that's something that I still believe that we can get guys back to health. And I did mention that the hard part, the easy part is declaring. The hard part is to go out there every day and put ourselves in a position to do that. So we're going to revisit this later, but our best baseball is still ahead of us.
It does feel, I mean, compared to obviously at the beginning of the season when everybody's healthy and stuff, things have gotten more challenging at this stage, haven't they?
They have. But that's something that every ball club is going through. So whether it's pitchers, position players, consistency of both. But there's still a lot of talent in that clubhouse, and it's up to all of us to kind of get the most out of it.
What are you making of this offense?
I think there's not a manager in baseball or a team in baseball that wouldn't want more consistency from their offensive group or to be better situationally. So it's kind of, you just got to continue to weather it and appreciate the grind. And hitting is difficult. But if you play to win, like I've talked about the last couple of days, then, you know, the numbers, the performance will all be there.
Given that you're missing a couple pretty big pieces pitching-wise in Buehler and Trinan in the bullpen, how important is it to address those? I mean, I know you're hoping they come back, but there's obviously no guarantee of that.
Right.
You don't know what they're going to look like if they do. How important is it that Friedman find a way to address this before the trade deadline?
Well, that's certainly an Andrew question and a baseball odds question. What I do know is that what we have internally is still good enough to win a lot of baseball games. So whenever it comes to that deadline situation, like I've always said, we're always kind of trying to make our club better. And so if the right deal comes about and kind of shows itself, great. But I think as far as us on the field, our only focus can and has to be about the guys we have that particular night.
So we talked a couple of weeks ago, right, about just maybe, you know, the lack of that guy, so to speak, that can kind of ride the ace, so to speak. Do you need a pitcher, either just for somebody to emerge like that internally, or to get a pitcher like that on the outside? I mean, is that necessary, again, if you're looking at winning the whole thing?
I think that every team would love that lights-out starter, ace. I do believe that there's not one way to go about putting a championship roster together on the pitching side. But again, Dylan, for us to think about what we don't have, there's just no benefit for me or the guys in the clubhouse to have that mindset.
Well, I understand from like the player standpoint, right? But
That's an Andrew question.
But at the same, I mean, but your input, I'm sure, is.
All we're concerned about is who we have on our current roster. That's it. And we have enough talent to win tonight, and the next day, and the next day, and then whatever happens, happens.
What is the latest like? Is it close to getting off the mound?
What is close?
A couple weeks.
Yes. But I don't know when that's going to be, but with your definition of close, I would say that he's pretty close.
A couple, is it actually two?
I don't know. I know he got up to 120 today. He felt good. It was supposed to be an off day for him of catch play, but he wanted to go out there and throw, which is a positive. And I'm assuming he'll go out there and throw tomorrow. So when that progression is, I don't know exactly.
And you don't know when the stretch ends.
I don't.
And then just to clarify, you guys are flipping Julio and.
Correct.
Okay. Is that because you
just to
wanted
give
the extra
Julio
day?
the extra day?
Because Clayton only pitched whatever. Like
Yeah,
79.
and keep him on his regular turn and give Julio an extra day.
Hey Dave, Max came back from Oklahoma City and had that big game in Chicago. Since then, the numbers have come back down to earth, but I'm wondering if you still see a difference pre-reset Max and post.
I have. I think that obviously that was a great day in Chicago, his first day back. But to think that everything is fixed, I think is a little too high expectation. I've seen better at bats. I've seen better swings. Him just missing some pitches. So I do think that the production we'll see kind of manifest out in the next few games. It's getting better, considerably.
If he isn't going back on IL, do you then have to just give him more maintenance days than you did previously?
Well, I think that he's physically fine now, emotionally fine. There'll be some days, a day or two in that stretch of 20 in a row, but he's built to play every day, so I don't think that I need to kind of arbitrarily find days to sit him, especially if he's swinging the bat well.
And if you look at your lefties, Freddie's the one guy who's been in there literally every day, same place in the lineup. How important is it to have Max as sort of an alternate threat so the other manager can't just put a lefty out there and expect to get up on you guys?
Well, our lineup is built with Freddie and Max to be prominent guys in the lineup from that side of the batter's box. So when Max is good, it makes everyone's job easier. But yeah, obviously I've leaned on Freddie a lot in the batter's box to play every day, and that's all he's known. But it's not just Freddie and Max. It's everybody that's got to kind of work together to make our offense go.
Julio's last couple starts, he's finished with runs, right, where he's gotten a bunch of guys out in a row.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, have you guys talked to him or worked on anything with him to maybe get him to start faster so that a run like that ends up in the 7th inning instead of maybe the 5th or the 6th or whatever?
Well, I think that he's understanding how to navigate lineups going deeper into games, which I think he has. The early damage that he's taken on, to see him bounce back, weather it, and to go 6 innings, which I think he's done a handful of times this year. I don't see that changing as far as him going deep into games. For me, I think Julio is trending in the right direction. It was rocky about 5 starts ago, but he's been really good the last few.
Who are your All-Stars?
All-Stars, I'm going to start with Will Smith. I've been pounding the table on Will Smith for a couple years now. I think he's the best catcher in all of baseball. I think he's probably one of the most underrated players in the game. And then I'm going to go with Mookie, Freddie, and Trey, which their numbers don't lie. Elite players, popular players, and Tony Gonsolin. Thanks, guys.